Fallout 76 is giving your character a radiant glow-up wasteland style. 7 Days to Die is cranking up survival difficulty, performance and loot. And Rust's crafting update looks unbelievable and takes aim at cheaters. All that and much more in this week's episode. Are you ready to trade in your Vault Dweller skin for a more radiation-positive lifestyle? Well, Fallout 76's Season 20 Glow of the Ghoul is here, and it's all about embracing radiation. The new season launches March 18, alongside the major content update Ghoul Within, and it's bringing a whole new way to play with upsides and downsides. But first things first, you'll have to become a ghoul by completing the Leap of Faith quest, unlocked at level 50. We'll let you decide if this is a real glow-up, but in terms of survivability, being a ghoul definitely makes things somewhat easier, less hunger and thirst, and radiation heals you. On the flip side, you'll have to keep your feral meter in check, else you'll lose your sanity, stripping you of charisma and weapon precision. But your melee strikes become even more powerful. Then there's glow. It's indicated by a green striped pattern over your health bar and fills up as you take radiation damage. The more you glow, the more health you get. And with new perks designed around glow, radiation just became your best friend. Time to set up that new Ghoul prop for you and your ghoul friends. Speaking of perks, there are 30 new ghoul-specific perk cards. Our highlight is Bone Shatterer, that pairs perfectly with going full feral, making you a melee nightmare. And while you're busy shattering bones, put on the Feral Presence perk as well, reducing the target's damage dealt to you for 5 seconds. That might explain why some factions won't be thrilled to see your new look. They will refuse to talk to you or, in some cases, even attack you on sight. Good thing there's an NPC coming who can hook you up with a disguise. But playable ghouls is not the only new thing coming up. There are new cosmetics and camp items coming as part of the Season Pass and in-game shop. Toxic waste never looked so good. But what if you decide the ghoul life isn't for you? You can de-ghoulify anytime from the character menu. But if you ever want to re-ghoul, you'll need to spend some atoms. So whether you're ready to glow, go feral, or just redecorate your camp, Glow of the Ghoul and Ghoul Within are dropping March 18. See you in the wasteland! The Storms Brewing update for 7 Days to Die has taken longer than expected to arrive, but now the wait is almost over. The Steam experimental release is set for April 15, with a full stable release across all platforms expected in early May. This update brings a bunch of additions to progression, survival and gameplay. Unfortunately, there is no gameplay trailer yet. Biomes now have progressive hazards like smoke, extreme temperatures and radiation. You'll need to boost your elemental resistance to survive the increasingly difficult threat levels until you unlock permanent immunity. Exploration now pays off more, as the maximum loot caps for containers were increased, and 50 new points of interest were added. But while out and about, be prepared for advanced zombie behavior. They will now squeeze through small openings to keep you on your toes. Oh, and beware of the 2 new archetypes spicing up endgame. The perk system is getting a major revamp. Every attribute now has 10 perks, each with 5 levels. And there will be new perk sets for high-level players. A range of optimizations to performance and immersion were made, including trees and foliage, as well as individual footstep sounds. If you're starting a new game with friends, you can now choose to spawn near a teammate, making co-op survival easier than ever. The Storms Brewing update is set to be one of the biggest yet, redefining survival, progression and co-op gameplay. Get ready for the challenge when the experimental build launches on April 15. Rust's latest update is packed with big changes. Cooking, farming, chickens, bees, automation and even some anti-cheat improvements. Let us have a look at what's new. First up, cooking. The new cooking workbench lets you whip up better meals with buffs and stat boosts. Food now has visual models as it cooks, and yes, it actually cooks in real time. Food can now spoil, so you better store it in a fridge. New recipes also include different pies and bread. Delicious! And speaking of delicious, you can now raise your very own chickens. Find an egg in the wild, hatch it in a chicken coop, and take care of your little flock. Keep them happy and they'll keep laying eggs. But it's not just chickens, bees are here too. You can gather wild honey, but be ready for the swarms to chase you. Or just build your own beehive and never run out of honey again. And if you're feeling extra mean, yes, there's now a bee grenade. Throw it at your enemies and let the swarm do the rest. Now let's talk automation. The brand new engineering workbench unlocks electricity, water systems, and industrial automation early in the game. But it's not the only quality of life upgrade. The new hopper attachment for large wood boxes and storage barrels automatically sucks up dropped loot and stores it. That means no more running around picking up items one by one. It even grabs materials within a range. What happens if a player is killed nearby, you ask? Well, there's no stopping the hopper. And lastly, premium servers are coming on March 13. These are meant to help filter out cheaters. But there's a catch. Your Rust Steam inventory needs to be valued at least $15. Currently, this includes items from the permanent store and any other tradable items with a value, but not Rust's standalone DLC. It's not a perfect solution, but maybe an extra barrier against throwaway cheat accounts. So that's the latest Rust update, new survival tools, automation upgrades, and a big step forward in dealing with cheaters. Do you think that will help keep them out? Guess we'll see. Cozy survival game Aloft's Critters and Wonders update is dropping March 11, bringing bats, birds, frogs, lizards, and more. These creatures aren't just cute, they help the ecosystem and can even join you on your journey to restore balance to the skies. Plus, there are new islands to explore, hidden secrets, and plenty more. Core Keepers Bags and Blasts update lands March 10, bringing a new boss, biome, and more explosives with a dedicated explosive skill tree. Oh, and for all the hoarders out there, inventory management is getting a major upgrade with quick stacking and new pouches. Temtem Swarm patch 0.6 brought a lot of new content, but also gameplay and balance improvements. To mention a few, the update added the highly requested random matchmaking, the new arena Omninesia, 2 new playable Tems, Sephiroth, a speedy DPS, and Kinu, a self-healing support, and glitches, which are high-risk, high-reward gameplay modifiers. Tripwire Interactive has postponed the launch of Killing Floor 3 to an undecided date later in 2025, following the player feedback during the beta. They will work on performance, UI, lighting, and weapon feel. If you've seen our March releases, you know our opinion, so we're glad they're taking their time to work on these points and reward the wait with the great game their community deserves. This week, you can go grab Them's Fighting Herds for free in the Epic Games Store, a 2D fighting game with illustrations by American animator Lauren Faust, who worked on, you guessed it, My Little Pony. It has an online and a local versus mode. And a word to our highlight of this week's co-op releases. Of course, we're talking about Split Fiction. We're having a blast playing and will make a video soon on what we loved and what not, rather than a full review. Because this game is best experienced spoiler-free. Of course it's amazing. And of course most co-op players do have it on their wishlist. But if you're interested to hear more, it's coming out as soon as we finish the game. I mean, the first playthrough. We'd love to see you there. But that's all for this week. We hope you enjoyed this episode and we'll see you again in the next one.